What's going on, everybody? This is Enter the Lab podcast, and we are getting started. Look, free agency is right around the corner. We see cuts. We see surprise cuts after cut after cut. We're seeing potential signings, potential link-ups on the way. We've recapped the NFL Combine, and we're still going to get into some of these prospects that we're going to be debating for the next couple of months. This is Enter the Lab podcast, presented by RedzoneDCMedia. Let's go ahead and kick it off.
My fault. What happened? Eating Popeye.
This man said he's eating some Popeyes. Commercial.
Ready for a break.
Hey, this clip.
Wipe your hands. Wipe your hands.
Commercial.
We over here about to die of thirst over here.
Thing on the menu today, bro, and that's work. That's work for 60 minutes, bro. That's the only job we got to do today, bro. What you playing for? What you playing for? What you playing for? What y'all?
Get real lonely with the mic on, bro. Just want to talk to my friends.
What's going on, everybody? This is the Enter the Lab podcast, presented by RedzoneDCMedia. It's your boy DT. We got Lady E. We got C. Henry. We back, and we got some news for y'all to get into. How y'all feel today?
It's a Thursday.
I'm feeling good.
Look.
Good, man.
Hey, look.
We almost there. We almost there. Free agency about to kick off Monday. My beautiful skyline behind me. You know what I'm saying? We almost there. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we almost there, man. We almost there. But so we're getting to that point of the off season where the official league year is going to kick off, and already we've seen a couple of not so surprising cuts. We kind of seen it, the writing on the wall along the way during the season, but obviously one of them, and we're going to kick it off, is Russell Wilson. So Russell Wilson has been released by the Denver Broncos. You can tell there was a strained relationship between Russell Wilson and Sean Payton. Now Sean Payton is officially putting his mark on the Denver Broncos, also making a cut such as Justin Simmons being released today due to the fact of the $85 million cap hit for the Denver Broncos. So with that being said, there's going to be some more cuts coming for the Denver Broncos. But let's go ahead and touch in on the Russell Wilson situation. So, guys, like we said, it's pretty obvious. We kind of saw it during the season. You know, he had a solid year numbers-wise, but, you know, he just did not fit with the plan that Sean Payton had. So what are y'all thoughts on that, and what do you think potentially could be for Russell Wilson in his career?
Well, I'm going to say this. And I feel like this was kind of like a setup in a way to get Russell out, because, again, at the end of the day, they knew Sean Payton wanted to bring in his own guy, and then you hired this man who really didn't want to work with Russell. And then now, like we're saying, he's able to put what he wants to do on this team. But I feel like it was a setup for Russell. I think Denver kind of reached when they made that trade with Seattle for him. And it just wasn't a right fit. You know what I mean? They get him over there. They fire the head coach. They bring, Sean Payton in, and now it's Russell's the problem. A lot of people said that he is declining as far as that. I mean, again, I don't want to say decline just yet, because I want to see him in another system to see if that actually is the case. Maybe it's just the wrong system. I just never would have seen or thought that he'll be in Denver. And then he did have some good couple of games close to the end of the season before they decided to sit him. So again, it's a lot of question marks around this situation. So whatever situation he ends up in, because right now I think he's going to be a hot commodity for people who are probably outside of that QB race for the draft and kind of want to get that veteran talent. So again, we just got to see. I don't want to put too much on him and say that it's a decline. I know a lot of people say that he's declining, but let's see what he does in another system. Let's see how he does. It didn't work out there in Denver. He got played out in Seattle. So let's see what we can do in another system. If it's the same thing, Russell, it may be time for him to hang up them cleats. Just saying.
Jeez, Pete, man. Listen, man. Shout out to Russ. Just got treated with just total disrespect. I mean, they just kicked him out the door like he was just like pure D garbage that have been sitting in there for a week. I mean, the man threw for 3,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, 8 interceptions last year, with playing with basically nobody. Sutton had a strong year, but besides that, Jerry Jeudy was underwhelming as usual. Noah Fant was not really a big factor there. Javonte Williams was solid, but not great. The offensive line was not great. So I don't really know what Sean Payton expected Russell to come in there and do. So if you tell me that, the issue is he makes too much money, he takes up too much of the salary cap situation, I understand that, but that's something that you kind of had to evaluate before you got the job. To take an $85 million hit now, resorting in the cuts of Justin Simmons today, possibly Courtney Sutton in the future.
Sutton's next, yeah.
Possibly. I mean, I don't know what you do. Now, I don't know if that situation even seems appealing to a guy like a Patrick Surtain now. You know what I mean? So this is some serious team tearing down, if you will, team stripping it down to the boats, if you will. And I guess, the owners of the Denver squad, of Denver must really, really believe in Sean Payton and are going to allow him to rebuild this team. So, man, I gotta wait and see. I think he may have just started his own firing process, though.
I mean, again, that's and I agree with that. That's why I said a lot of Saints fans have their opinions about Sean Payton. A lot of them do. A lot of Denver fans are still on the iffiness when it comes down to Sean Payton. So again, I don't want to say it was Shirley Russell. Let's go see him on another team before we can make that synopsis and make that. But other than that, let's actually really see what this situation is going to be. Because right now, I don't know. We have another team over there too in Buffalo that's look like they tearing down some things, and some people in Buffalo saying they got rid of the wrong people. So again, it's a lot that's going on right now.
So yeah, so shout out to Gino. Yes, there has been conversations and mutual interest between the Pittsburgh Steelers and Russell Wilson's camp, but also to that point, C. Henry, you talked about some of the other guys that could potentially be off the roster. They might, a guy like Jerry Jeudy. He's been in trade talks ever since for probably the past 2 to 3 years. Free agent linebacker Jewel, he possibly be out of there. Like Denver could possibly be teared all the way down. Like this might be a rebuild.
Yeah, and what's crazy is I haven't really seen Sean Payton in that type of mode. I haven't really seen him work with the rookie quarterback, to my knowledge. And again, I didn't think that he was trying to get into a total rebuild when he came back to coach the Denver Broncos. I thought he was coming in and try to build it up in 2 or 3 years to a contender. Maybe he feels he can still, do it within that time frame. To me, as of right now, it looks kind of barren right now. I don't know. And with the Mahomes and other teams who could be, getting better. You got my boy Jim Harbaugh over there now in the division with young Herbo, so we'll see how that goes. But he may have outthought himself. The game kind of some people feel like the game kind of passed Bill Belichick by. The game and this, maybe even dealing with players, also building teams could have passed by Sean Payton.
Yeah, I agree, and I think what is that? Geno Lamb said Jerry has no value really in a trade. So I mean,
this one of them trades. Remember, Telly always say, the team always let you go out and seek your trade. This one of them times they'll just go here. Listen, man.
Listen. Yeah, listen, man. Listen.
So be it. Get them out there. Let your agent do something for you. Let your agent earn that check. Go and see if you can bring something back for the both of us.
What's good, Shamar? Appreciate you for hopping on the show. But look, that's the question we have. I mean, we never seen Sean Payton in this situation. We, growing up, always seen him with the Drew Brees, and you see with Russell. Like, this is going to be an entirely different situation. Now, I still think they'll try to bring in a vet. I've been hearing some tinkers around the area talking about maybe a Sam Darnold might come in for competition, stuff like that. But I don't know.
Sam Darnold?
Yeah, Sam Darnold.
Okay.
Hey,
I thought he was gonna say like some Jimmy Garoppolo or something like that. This man said Sam Darnold.
That's what I heard, man.
P-Star Jimmy, he got popped for PEDs, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, so.
I'm gonna tell you what. Listen, I don't want to leave Russ so fast. I should say. I think we need to stop hating on Russ. They telling me Russ can't go to Atlanta. He ain't got enough goons to go to Atlanta. They telling me that he washed up. They telling me that if he go and do what he did last year in Pittsburgh, that he can't take that team to new heights. Russ is gonna come back renewed because, like I said, man, we are not a monolith. We come in all shapes, forms, flavors. And Russ got it in him. He's won Super Bowls. He's won playoff games. And again, even in his, I'm not going to say downtrodden, but in his diminished state, if you will, he's still a dangerous quarterback. And I think Pittsburgh would be wise to look at him as a possible stopgap starter. You've got a solid defensive team that is playoff ready. You've got two receivers. I know there's been some talk about Deontay Johnson, but you've got two receivers who are playmakers on the outside. You have, I almost called him Heath Schuler, but that's not what I'm talking about. What's the tight end? Freiermuth.
But yeah.
Freiermuth. You added a young tackle last year. If you add a couple more pieces to that offensive line, this team is not totally out of playoff contention with a solid quarterback. So I think for them, they should be probably looking at Justin Fields and possibly Russell Wilson as their two top targets in the free agent or trade market, if you will.
What's up to Outlaw? Thank you for joining the show. Russ is still a starter in the league. I said that. I'm like, let's see him in another system. Let's see before we pretty much, say, hey, bro, man, it's washed. I mean, again, for me, I know like you just mentioned Atlanta. For me, I don't want a vet. I'm looking for new because I'm ready for us to grow again and for us to have solid. Because I'm like, again, we didn't kind of went through the vet. We had Matt Ryan. If that was the case, we should have kept Matt Ryan and when he got us a quarterback last year. You see what I'm saying? So I'm looking for that new QB at this point. Not saying that Russell can't come to Atlanta and do what he want to do. I just don't want that vet. I'm looking for it new. I want that new.
New. I got to raise my hand. I got a question for that because me and your boy Xavier were having a little bit of a comment back and forth on Twitter about where you guys are, and I'm saying like you guys are a seven win team. So for me, like you guys are right there. You're in a division that you can it can easily go either way at any point in time. It's no dominant team. So to me, like your next progression is 9 or 10 win, competing for playoff spot, a divisional title, playoff spot. Would you be willing to possibly sacrifice, if you will, taking that step with going with a young alternative? Because to me, the ceiling may not be high for the vet if he plays, but you might not need his ceiling. You might just need competent play to take you to that next level. So your rest of your team can develop while this young this young quarterback, this other option could possibly sit behind this guy and learn.
Okay.
And see, and that's where the talks of, I know we're going to get to the combine here, but this is where some of the talks were during the combine. Is JJ McCartney ready to start? And a lot of people are like, nah.
Did you say Jay? I know you ain't said Jay. I know that ain't
the only reason I'm bringing JJ up because JJ has been marked to the Falcons as well. But the problem is we don't have that situation.
Go ahead.
But no, I'm just saying, but we don't have that situation for him to sit unless we bring in a vet. And I'm not bringing in a vet. I don't want to do that. If we was going to do that when we had Matt Ryan, we should have drafted Justin Fields instead of us going and get Kyle Pitts if I wanted a quarterback to sit. No, I get it. A rookie's going to come in, and when you really sit over here and think about it, yes, they're not going to get us over there. I don't expect the Falcons to take that leap. Again, we already have good defensive play. We already have good offensive play. We are just missing a quarterback. Let me bring in a little run. Huh?
Why not expect that leap though? Because y'all listen, Houston took that leap and they were farther away than y'all were right now.
No, but see, that's the thing. I don't want to put too much expectations on this young dude to do what CJ did. You know what I mean? I don't want to put that expectation because again, we're as Falcon fans, we're used to that. Matt Ryan took us to the playoffs his first year in his rookie year. So I just don't want to say that because if that's the case, I'm looking at a Caleb Williams. I'm looking probably at a Jaden Daniels. I'm looking if Drake May is what they say he is and he falls, then yes. I'm looking at those QBs, but where my Falcons are sitting right now, it's really. I mean, the thing is,
looking like who is looking like Gon said. Who is looking like?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not giving y'all that. Nah.
I'm just happy that everybody has kind of wrapped their heads around that a little. Because when I was first saying it, John was really like, nah,
well, the reason why because he needs to sit. He needs to sit. JJ, I feel like he can be a great talent in the NFL. He needs to sit. It's still some question marks on his throwing mechanism because even in the combine, it was some things I'm like, bro, you can't throw that ball. You can't throw that out like that. Like it's still some things.
I understand he missed a couple throws in the combine. They throwing in draws, man. They throwing each other. They don't know each other. You don't know each other like that. You know what I'm talking about?
I knew this was gonna happen, man.
He might be better in his pro day. I mean, let
me ask you this. To your point, you just said JJ needs to sit. You say that. So why wouldn't it interest you to get Russ? You're gonna get JJ, who's gonna be on a rookie deal, very manageable deal. Russ out here, people can get him for $2, $3, $4, $5 million. You getting him for what you get for your fourth, fifth round. Your fourth, fifth receiver. Huh?
But are we sure about that Russ is going to take a 2 year with that less of that money? Are we sure about that?
I don't know about no 2. I didn't say nothing about 2 years.
Okay.
I'm talking about, listen, he know this 39 is coming this year. And I think he's going to have a chip on his shoulder because everybody keep playing. Everybody keeps saying he can't go to Atlanta. I'm going to keep saying that because everybody keeps saying he can't go to Atlanta. Like it's a no-fly zone for him. Like he ain't got no goons. Like he can't buy no goons. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody talking about if he go to Pittsburgh.
And ain't nobody scared of Future.
And listen, man, I ain't no disrespect, but he doing a good job. He's an outstanding father.
Free bands. Ain't nobody scared of free bands.
Y'all should let no harm come to a good daddy out here. Stepdaddy, y'all should let no harm come to no.
I'm not gonna play with him.
Especially if he can win you some damn football games. Y'all better embrace Russ. Y'all better embrace Russ. He's one of us. But with that being said, do you think where's the interest at now? We hear Russ. We know Russ is out here. And again, he could be a low-cost option to anybody. And I think that makes him extremely attractive because now you can do so many things with your salary cap and go grab some players. Would you entertain him and JJ, or would you just say Justin Fields is your number one target? Or is he? I'm sorry. I can't forget about Kirk the Jerk. I'm sorry.
First of all, we're going to leave Kirk the Jerk. Coker Chain is going to be up there in Minnesota. We're not doing that because even his GM came up there to the combine and threw out a number where I'm just like, ain't nobody going to play.
Y'all be sleeping on Kirk. Kirk said no business. Kirk said no business. He done prayed over that Achilles. He done prayed over. He said, Jesus, let it be. Because I need this 43. Okay.
Look, first of all, we're not even finna do that. But I think the Falcon fan base, even though they're split when it comes down to it, I really think the Falcon fan base is Justin Fields. If not, try to go get a Jaden Daniels. Or I even know that a lot of people still want Penix. So they're looking at him as well. But that's the option right now. They don't want the vet guys. They're like, stay away from the vet guys. Let's not do that. Not saying anything wrong with it, but we already been down that road, and everybody want new, fresh blood at a QB so we can have some longevity. They don't want that short time rental. They want that longevity. You know, some people don't want Justin. They rather go get somebody in the draft. I know Drake May has been thrown a while, but again, if Drake May falls to us, I feel like to me that's a problem. If he's supposed to be the top 3, but then you fall to number 8, I feel like that's a problem.
Could be a blessing.
I mean, it could be a blessing. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, I know Commander fans don't want Drake. I didn't heard so many things about Commander fans don't want Drake.
I think it's kind of. I think that. Well, DT,
it's very mixed in our fan base about who we actually want. I mean, obviously, the one guy is Caleb. Everybody wants Caleb, right? But when it comes to the Drake May and Jaden Daniels, it's all about determining the gap, the experience, and the ceiling. And you know, last week we ranked our quarterbacks last week as right pre-combine, and I said, you know, Jaden Daniels right now, he's the better quarterback, especially when off the season he came off. You know, he's better processing, made better plays. He was a better playmaker, and he elevated his team around him. Whereas Drake May, he didn't do that. And, you know, I think a lot of insider guys came to this week pro Jaden Daniels. Now a lot of them are leaving out of Indianapolis. Okay, maybe Drake May actually might be the pick. Maybe it's a little bit of prospect fatigue from, you know, the media and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. I really think Jaden Daniels should have an opportunity to be in play for the number 2 pick, especially the season he came off and the experience and stuff like that. It's going to be a tough process thing because I think it's all about, you know, the ceiling of Drake May, what he could be, a possibly Josh Allen / Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
It's a possibility from what I see from Jaden Daniels. I feel like, I don't know, man. I get like some type of a CJ Stroud-ish thing with Jaden. I feel like he could come in and instantly have an impact on the game. Not as probably close to the passer as CJ was, but probably a good enough passer, but the ability to escape out of trouble and cause damage with his legs in the NFL. I think that's the thing that's kind of separating his fan base right now. I like all 3 quarterbacks, but whoever's the guy that they're going to select, I'm going to buy into the 100%. I just need to see the plan around the quarterback be good enough.
Yeah, I agree. Caleb is who Caleb is. I mean, we'll if he does his pro day, I think he said he was. If he does that pro day, them videos gonna come out. We're gonna see, and it's gonna solidify if he's going to number one overall. So. Again, Caleb is Caleb. I don't think anybody can say anything bad about him at this point, to be honest.
Hey, look though, I have to say this, and I thought about it this morning as I was heading to work, and it makes me sick to my stomach, quite honestly. Adam Peters came from the 49ers. He was in that same room that drafted Brock Purdy. I will not be shocked if J.J. McCarthy is highly regarded.
Did we get 2 for 2 today? 2 for 2 on the J.
Okay, hold on. You getting Henry too hype now. You getting
2 for 2 on the
I knew this was going to happen, but I'm being completely honest and very transparent.
I would not be hype on his Michigan love right now.
Eyes, baby.
I would not be shocked if this coaching staff, new regime, they see something in JJ McCarthy, because like I keep telling people, JJ is talented, but there are definitely some things that, you know, he has to refine a little bit. And it's because, you know, he wasn't really asked to do it as much.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not asked to throw 40 times a game, and that's okay. You know, not every quarterback gonna throw 40 times a game, but I think he has the potential to do it. We just have to see him. We've seen the big games. He played against TCU in the college football playoffs, going toe-to-toe with TCU.
And I want to say this. And I'm sorry. I was going to look at the outlines. I hope we're not overlapping subjects at all. But he's not without flaws either. I'm going to say that now. You know, he's not right. He made some throws that was questionable. He missed some guys. He has some things he needs to work on. So I don't think he's the perfect prospect by no means. I thought that he was going to do what has happened, you know. And every year is one of them. Somebody who has that prototypical size, who shows the arm talent, who shows the promise. I think he's a pretty cerebral kid, so I think he probably interviewed pretty well. And again, though, that's what I thought was going to happen. But again, when I look at his film, just not being a Michigan fan, when I look at his film, to me, what everyone says Drake May is or should be, he's making those plays. He's making those plays. He's making those plays against Big Ten competition. He's making those plays in big moments. I went back to the Georgia game when they took Cade out. We couldn't even compete with Georgia. Either way, let me give you your props. Let me give you your props, E. We couldn't compete with Georgia. No way, no how. But we had to take Cade up out the game. Cade up out the game for us to even move the football because we needed a different element. So from that point, from that point on, he's shown me that he's a playmaker. He had 2 bad plays against TCU, but otherwise than that, he might have been the best player on that field. When we played TCU, he might have been the best player on individually. He may have been the best player on that field. So he's shown me some things along the way against Ohio State. Didn't throw it a lot this last game, but again, that throw where he went over, it went between two safety, the corner and the safety's heads, and landed right in his receiver's hands and rolled into the end zone. Those are special throws. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. We can keep the show moving, man. I know we're talking about the combine, NFL free agency, all that, but JJ. Yeah, I like that. I like that, y'all.
I'm so dead. I'm so dead.
Yeah, well, I still despise y'all Blue Punks, but I gotta take the haterade lenses off when this draft process.
Well, you know, Courtney, everything. Ohio State is coming back. They got the number 1 everything. I heard they got the number 1 safety.
We not even talking about college football, bro. We not even doing that, bro.
No. Y'all supposed to be that deal. This year, y'all gonna be ranked higher than us and everything. So we gonna see.
We gonna table that. Because I got some things to say about that. We gonna table that.
Georgia's gonna be higher too. Georgia's gonna be ranked higher too. They're gonna be number 1. Them in Alabama. But let's go. Let's keep it back.
What?
That's what I said. Who?
Yeah, we got.
Y'all forgot about Milroe. Y'all forgot about Milroe.
Y'all made us forget about Milroe. What are you talking about?
Thank you.
I'm not. That boy nice. He coming back. That boy nice.
Anyway, so let's go. Let's stay on course. So let's talk about the combine that happened last week. So were there any surprises? Surprising position, shocking things that happened at the combine, or did it feel like a regular week for you guys this year? I didn't really see no exciting thing outside of the 4-2-1 by Xavier Worthy, but the wide receiver group and the O-line group, they were pretty strong. They definitely showed their depth.
I was surprised. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Ladies first.
Look, I'm gonna say this. And I'm gonna go down my list. This is my list, my top to bottom. We already knew the wide receiver group was going to show out. They did not disappoint. Okay, the D linemen, they showed out. They showed out, and it showed that they got some depth over there too. Cornerbacks and safeties, I was a little kind of disappointed because I was expecting a little bit more from them to see who's going to step out and who's going to distinguish themselves again. And then I didn't watch the tight end group because the only person I really wanted to see was Brock, and Brock was like, I don't even really want to be here just for the interview. So I'm going to put the tight end group last, but the O-lineman did show depth. Shout out to Mims. I hope he is ready to go by pro day because he did kind of pull up there and kind of tore him. A couple of offensive linemen tore him, and I still don't understand why we got them running a 40. They should just be running a 20 so we can see they 10-yard split because they were just going down left and right. Cedric Van Pran showed out too for Georgia. There was a couple of guys that I was looking at. Joe Alt is Joe Alt. Big dude can move. Yeah. He can move. So it was a couple of ones that I was just like, okay. I know DT, you talked about BB. BB showed some good style there too as well. So it was some good things. Yeah, it was some good offensive line play.
DC. I need you in
But
DC.
but wide receivers, I know we can talk about QBs. Besides the ones that we really wanted to see with the QBs, I'm gonna say this. I'm for real gonna say this, and I might get some backlash for this.
Uh-oh.
Sam Hartman kind of showed me something a little bit different than what was at the Senior Bowl. I'm gonna have to say this. He can run a 4.8 flat. He's not fast, but he can move. I like that. And then the throws, I didn't see really no contesting with the throws. Yes, I understand it's the underwear bowl, but even though he was throwing to people he wasn't familiar with, those throws were looking good. So I don't know if he took notes from the Senior Bowl and worked on a lot of things. I'm really interested to really see this man's pro day. I'm still going to say he's going to be a backup somewhere there. Bo Nix kind of shocked me too.
In a good way or a bad way?
Too. In a good way. Like in a good way. Still saying backup. Still saying he's gonna go. It can be backup. He has the potential to be a starter. I do see that. Him and Sam Hartman might have potential to be starters. But right now, their stock for me has kind of went up after what I seen. Joe Milton was Joe Milton. I know that man got an arm. He just ain't got no accuracy. So I'm not worried about that. That's a backup right there. Penix was Penix. I like that he did have a couple of guys he was familiar with that he was able to throw to. So I do want to see more from that as well. Yeah, the dude from Tulane. Keep an eye out on him because I think he's going to have a pro day that's going to be good, but keep an eye out on him. He's going to be one of those surprises that I feel like is going to get picked over Sam Hartman and Bo Nix. I really do because he was looking very good as well. That wide receivers, I'm going back to my wide receivers because this wide receiver class is freaking thick. It is heavy. You can still get you a servable wide receiver in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th round. These guys are really what that is. Shout out to Ladd because I think a lot of people thought Ladd was going to run a 4.5, 4.6. He ran a 4.39 and showed y'all. So again, shout out to Ladd McConkey. We already knew what he was at Georgia. I can't wait to see him on another team and showing that skill set. But Xavier Worthy basically put the wide receivers on notice. I'm the fastest here, and y'all can't touch me. So I'm just gonna say this: if he slips past anybody that's wide receiver needy in that 1st round and goes to the Kansas City Chiefs, y'all let that happen. Your team let that happen. Understand me? They let that happen. A 4.2. I'm gonna be honest with you, he should have got a 4.18. That's what he should have got. But they clocked him. They cocked him down at a 4.21. But at the end of the day, if they let that man go to KC, I'm sorry. Even though I want Ladd to go to KC or Brock, that's just me. But y'all let Xavier Worthy get past y'all and go to KC. Y'all look, that's a dynasty right there. That's all I gotta say. Because I already know once Patrick Mahomes saw him,
the 3 Super Bowls they already got. That's the dynasty.
Look, baby, they finna win some more. Cause I'm gonna tell you right now, y'all let Xavier Worthy go to KC, it's over. Like they got their Tyreek Hill again. Like, let's not do that. Like, yeah. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
I'm gonna piggyback off that a little bit. I'm gonna talk a little bit about again the depth of the wide receiver class. And you say Xavier Worthy would be a great pick for Kansas City, and I think that's fine. I'm not gonna take nothing away from it. But I think what do you think about them with AD Mitchell? Probably. What do you think about him with?
Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. No Xavier Worthy, no AD Mitchell, no Ladd McConkey. Don't even give him Brock. Like
Keon Coleman.
Don't even give him Coleman. Look, the thing about it is, not even that.
You see what I'm saying? This wide receiver class is so deep. I got like 11 guys now that are probably going to go in the first 2 rounds in this draft. I'm hoping that somebody makes it to round 3 because we got to pick 73 early in the 3rd. I'm trying to get one of these guys, one of these top 10, 11 guys. But even outside of that, I'm seeing names like Malachi Corley, Roman Wilson, my guy, he's not
Yep.
in my top 11 guys at the wide receiver spot. So
Yeah.
again, a guy who some people are mocking at the end of a first round sometimes is possibly can be there in the third round for you. Cornelius Johnson, another homeboy who had a great combine, ran a 4.4, 6.3, showed very, very well there. I'm looking back at the film of JJ. He's starting to pop out a little bit more. So I think he can be a solid wide receiver as well. Defensive lineman, man. I knew Dallas Turner was going to do his thing. I knew he was going to be my top rated.
Shout out to Jared Verse from Florida
there.
State.
But yeah, Jared Verse, though. Jared Verse showed up like, hold my beer. Like, hold on. We're going to have to talk about this. We're going to have to talk about this. 30 reps. We're going to have to talk about this. He's a problem.
And the fact of the matter is his wingspan is so freaking perfect. Oh, it's like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, if we can get our quarterback in the offseason, I want Jared Verse at number 8. I ain't even know. I want Jared Verse at 8. That's who I want.
Brandon Fisk, defensive lineman from Florida State, showed up.
Shout out to hey, when I tell you right now that he shocked the heck out of me, because I was like, hold on, Florida State, y'all hiding folks? Because I ain't never seen them man before. No, hold on. Let me see the man. I ain't never seen the man
he
before.
He was out there doing this thing. He was out there doing this thing for Florida State. He made plays. Florida State's defense was pretty tough this year. I mean, they were pretty much the reason they won those last couple of games because we know it wasn't the quarterback play. Also, last two guys, man, Byron Murphy and Tavondre Sweat, man. If those two guys can somehow, some way, we can find their way to 29. We need to put you right in the middle of that defense, man, to stop the run and put a little bit of pressure on the quarterback. So I'm hoping that one of those two guys fall to us at 29. But I was impressed by the defensive linemen. Again, the wide receivers. Offensive line, I like the depth at that position as well. There's a lot of guys who can really, I think, come in and make an immediate impact on your team, on your line, whether it be playing outside of the tackle spot. If you're talking about Fatana, what's his name? Utana, my man from Washington. He had a very, very strong combine. Showed a lot of length. No, pause, please. Also, Mr. Fuaga. I mean, a lot of great talent on the outside. And then you talked about some of the guys on the interior, JPJ, Graham Barton. You said your boy BB. There's a lot of talent out there, man. A lot of talent. I think there's going to be a lot of quality players who fall into that second, third round. So that there's going to be a lot of depth in this draft.
Especially for the O-line. Like, I mean, I know Mims is more than likely going to go number 1, and I see the Steelers taking that risk on him. I looked at him. I said, "You're a Steeler." I'm like, I don't even want to sit over here and even deny it.
Both back-to-back years.
Hey.
That's what teams do to build up their lines, DT. I've been telling y'all that last 2 years. I've been telling y'all that.
I'm gonna say right now, you're not gonna pass up a 6'8", 340-pound dude who can literally sit over here and run a 4.8. You're not gonna pass that up. I'm sorry, you're not gonna pass that up.
That's a tank. I need him tank right there.
Look, them measurements, ain't it?
Yeah.
Like that's all I look. That's like for real. Like the offensive line is good. Again, I was disappointed in the corners this year. I didn't see anything that stood out to me that was like wow factor, especially from I know what was his name? Is it Quavon Mitchell from Toledo?
Yeah, he showed out.
He showed out. I mean, I've seen a couple of people, even my boys from Georgia. I didn't expect them to run, but they ran some good times and made their money too in the safety position. But again, there's still nobody that really stands out.
I was slightly disappointed with Terry and Arnold's time. I think he ran like a 4.5 flat, which isn't bad, but you expect a little bit more. From what I'm gonna definitely be looking at his pro day to see what he does. I was really hoping that Nate Wiggins didn't hurt himself because I've heard his name a lot. I've turned on. Yeah, but he's 6'1", 170. He looking like what I'm saying.
That he looking real light in the pants, and that was their main complaint that he's real small.
Real small, and a drill took him out. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping to see a little bit more of him. I'm gonna look a little bit more at his film because we definitely are in the market for a cornerback of some sort. Yeah, man. But I got a quick question for you: the running back spot. We're not really talking about running back that much this year. The free agent field is overly saturated with running backs, but Blake Karam. Was it Trey Benson or Troy Benson? Whoever the Benson kid is, Brooks. who's your top running back, and when do you see one of these running backs coming off the board?
Be honest with you, nobody stood out, not even Blake, and I was kind of disappointed in that because the film says otherwise for Blake. Like the film really says otherwise for him, and I just wasn't taken aback by this year's running back. Like you got a couple of special ones in there. I just wasn't. I wasn't like, ooh, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't jumping for them. Like I forgot to even mention them because nothing wasn't memorable from them. Maybe some names pop out, but I mean, I really don't see a running back coming off until probably like in the late rounds, and that's probably like if somebody just like, okay, our second most valuable need is a running back if they can't get their guy. But even then, I still don't. I mean, a running back probably won't come off the board into the second round. In my honest, I'm just being honest.
I don't even know if I see one in the second. You know what I mean? I think I don't see one top 50. I don't think I see one top 50.
And it probably won't, especially when you got these D linemen and some of these linebackers. We got Latu that's coming in, and then the wide receivers. And then you still got a lot of people had offensive line issues. So I still, some people, I don't want to say a reach, but I feel like some are probably going to because of the offensive line. You don't want them to sit too long and then you won't get your guy that you actually really want. So I can see that, especially with a lot of these teams in the first top 10 are kind of quarterback needy in a sense. You got defenses, and then you're gonna have a tight end come off the board. Brock is gonna come off the board somewhere in the first round, so that's your first tight end coming off. I just don't see a running back coming off the first round. Again, if that happens, that means a team is just like, you know what, we'll take our chances in the second, third for somebody else, and we'll just go ahead and get this guy. That's the only thing I can see.
So I'll say this because I might be a little bit long-winded right here. So when it comes to the running backs, I think all of them, they were pretty solid. I think the one person that stood out to me that nobody's really talking about is Jalen Wright, the running back out of Tennessee. I see a lot of Kamara in his game. Athletically, he jumped the I think it was the broad jump, very high. You see some of the things he did. Very athletic. Surprisingly, very speedy. I think he's one of those running backs that's like, okay, like nobody really talked about him, but when you see how athletic the traits are and some of the things he can do and what he could be projected to do, I definitely can see like when Kamara was coming out, he started getting that hype down the stretch and he became a great weapon for the New Orleans Saints. So that's a guy for the running back I think I'm gonna like. Also, I want to bring this in here. Just popped in right now. So the Jaguars have closed in on restructuring a deal for Brandon Sheriff. He had a cap hit of $24 million. So the Jaguars will be keeping both of their starting guards in the 2024 free agency.
Yeah.
One thing I will say is too, I actually got a question for you two guys. So you're talking about running back. So the running back position, that's kind of been we see in free agency, a lot of these guys are going to be free agents. The wide receiver position, you see a lot of these guys going to be free agents. And now the safety position, we've seen a lot of cuts today. Look like a great, solid free agent safeties. Do you think these free agency cuts and stuff is going to hurt those positions in the draft or no?
It will. It will, because if you can get your safety in here, then that puts the need of the other position up before that if you want to get that person in the draft. So if a team was safety needy at this point, that's just going to push them safeties down further into the draft because they're not going to make a high. I mean, not to say that they're not going to, draft somebody for depth, but that's not going to be a number one priority. I mean, you see what we did at the Falcons. We didn't do defense. We went ahead and picked Bijan, but we didn't go defense when people said we should have went defense because I felt like, that a lot of people don't realize they spent all that money on the defense that they went and got the guys that they thought were going to help that defense. So it wasn't no need to do that when you go get those type of players in later rounds. So I think
you did too.
Yeah, we did. So again, it just shows that when that does happen, that just pushed that needs down. Like, say, for instance, with Henry, I know Henry has been looking at a lot of defensive players, say that they get their guy in free agency. Well, that's going to push that need for them to get anybody on the defensive side. Like, if it is a safety, it's going to push that need back, and now they can focus on what they really want. So, yeah, it's I mean, and then, too, right now, to be honest with you, that kind of hits because a lot of people said that this safety class is not really as strong. So that really helped out a lot of teams who are really looking for it. And if anybody else just want to go longer, like, for depth or, just for longevity purposes, are still going to draft the safety. But this class is not that strong.
But I also will say, I think it will hurt a couple of guys coming off of rookie contracts. They were expecting a big payday. They might have to take those 1 year approach until they can find the bigger deal come next offseason.
What we're seeing is definitely the same thing that happened with the running back situation. I think it can happen more quickly and have a bigger impact in terms of loss of revenue from potential players at the safety spot because there's a lack of real stars. We've got guys like Justin Simmons. He's a hell of a player. He was due $18 million. He was one of the most highest paid safeties out here. So he's a hell of a player. Yeah. And he's one of the most highest paid. Get him off the books. So now we got to see what his market is going to be. The Honey Badger has been a very, very, very effective player out here for years.
And he got re-signed.
He's a little bit longer in the tooth at this point, not quite who he once was, but we see him sign a deal for 2 years, 13 million, 6.5 a year. So you're kind of like, well, already I see that this market for this position is starting to become less value. You know what I'm saying? Your guy, Cam Curl, he was like, hey, sign me up. I don't know what he was asking for exactly, but some people were like, well, let's give him the tag, which I think was about $11 or $12 million for him. That don't make no sense right now. Even if we want him, that just don't make fiscal sense right now because the market is depressed. So that was one of Adam Peters' first positive moves, if you will. Like, no, we're not going to do stuff the old way. And yeah, we got $100 million. Yeah, we can pay him, but let's find out what his market is. We're not saying we don't want you, but we don't want to overpay you. We want everybody to be fairly compensated. So I think that's what we're going to start to see as far as the draft. It wasn't a great year for safeties, if you will.
Yeah.
But again, though, those possible, like, what Lady E said, those possible openings are going to be filled with some very, very good players like Justin Simmons, like your boy Cam Curl, like Xavier McKinney. There's a lot of good talented folks out here. My guy CJ GJ, I know he wanted to get out here and make a splash this year, but he's coming off a year where he had missed 13 games due to injury. Now he's got 3 or 4 new bodies into the pool. It might not be as lucrative for him. We might be able to get him back for a little bit lower than what we gave him last year. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if that's what he wants to do, I think also you got to look at fit. You got to look at opportunity. I think he goes somewhere where possibly he can get more snaps in the nickel role. He may take that opportunity. But with that being said, man, yeah, you oversaturate the market, baby. The price goes down, baby. Supply and demand, baby.
Okay, so what about the running back free agent market? There's a lot of big names out there, but I think the counter argument for some teams is be like, well, even though this running back class is not starred touted as they wanted to be, you can still find a solid running back on a rookie deal and do that. What do you think about that? Because you got Josh Jacobs, you got Saquon.
You sound like one of the GMs for these teams talking to one of these agents from one of these super backs. Yeah, I hear what you're saying there. I know you say you want 9 to 10 million, but I can go out here and give me a Blake Corum or a Benson in the 3rd round. And I mean, what you want me to do? So I don't know.
And that's what we're looking at right now, to be honest with you.
I'm going to go back to what we've been talking about, man, for months, man. We're going to talk about Saquon turning that money down and then them get them that Zoom call and then him probably saying what he turned down and then them probably looking at him like, damn, dog, you were supposed to be the first domino. We trying to be the first domino. So it's going to be interesting to see what he gets and what Josh Jacobs gets. I think those two guys are still very, very talented enough to be bell cows in this league. They're still young. I think they're going to probably demand the top dollar. What that is, I don't know. Maybe there's a situation where there's some incentives added to their contracts that can kind of push them to where they want to be. But I don't know. Then I think Derrick Henry is going to be a guy who a couple of contenders probably look at. And I think, he's a little older in the tooth. He's been paid once or twice before. So it's going to be interesting to see what his number is. And then
He
after
was the
that,
highest.
we got
He
some
was the
kind of a
highest running back paid.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know if you in your year, what year is this for him? Like 9 or 10?
Yeah.
I don't know if you get raised at this point. We'll see.
Hey, I mean, that's a linebacker playing running back. That's all I got to say. I don't care.
My guy last year, my guy Montgomery, he got $8 million, a year. I think it was $6 million. Then he, with some incentives, he got $8 million. I think Saquon and Josh can get north of that. But after that, I'm interested to see what happens. I'm interested to see what happens with an Eckler. And then there's a lot of middle to roll backs, guys like J.K. Dobbins and some of those other guys. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Somebody ain't going to be on the team this year. That's all I got to say. A couple of people ain't going to be on the team this year. That's all I got to say. Because again, and this is where I'm gonna tell people y'all gotta really look at KC. They went out there and got Isaiah Pacheco, 7th freaking round. Like you don't, again, when you have this much talent and you feel like you can go find that talent and find that diamond in the rough, then you can bring that player in and then they're your starters and you don't have to pay them that much money. Like, so we all know a 7th-round pick, you get that, you're literally practice squad or you're not making the team. So that's money saved right there. You don't have to pay him big dollars. Yeah, he's going to ask for it, but you don't have to pay him that. You see what I'm saying? So even with Brock Purdy even said the same thing. I'm not getting that much money. Like, I'm not making that much. I'm Mr. Irrelevant. I'm not making that much. I can't go out and buy the guys gifts. I'm not making enough money like that. I'm living with a roommate. So it really just shows you that, again, when you have that, you can do that. Some of these guys are like, yeah, I get it. You want to make sure that you protect yourself and protect your future. But I agree with Mike. Eckler getting midway money. Like, and if you don't want to take the midway money, you ain't gonna be on no team, bro, man. You not. Because ain't nobody gonna pay you 20 mil. Ain't nobody gonna pay you that.
Oh no. They just hoping for 9, 10, 11, 12. 9, 10, 11, 12. Somebody getting in that 9, 10, 11, 12.
I don't even think they even want 9, 10, 11, 12 when Derrick Henry was making 18.
Well, that's by he made 8. Hold on, he made 18. Hold on, he made 18.
I think he did. He made 18, bro. Real talk. I can look it up.
With, right?
I mean, if you go look at his contract numbers, he was the highest paid. Because even when they did Nick Chubb's, like guaranteed money wise, Chubb was. But if you go look at that contract, yeah,
that's over. That's over. I don't think I'm not gonna say we're not gonna never see that again. But right now, again, if they just get to where Saquon, messed up, fumbled the bag, got to get that 12, 13 million.
Hey, some people say he needs to go over there and go to the Eagles at that point. And I'm like, look, I don't even think he's going to make that move with the Eagles, not the way that cap situation looking like.
If that boy go to the Eagles, I'm going to be sick. They got
now what y'all going to do? What y'all doing, DT? What y'all doing? Y'all, I mean, Brian Robinson, he that guy. What's up? Y'all trying to pair him with, I heard Mike say Eckler. What's up? Y'all want Eckler?
Nah, I did a podcast with Bill Carroll on Tuesday, and I talked about the running back position. There's a couple guys that I've seen that we need a guy that could complement in the passing game. I mentioned Jalen Wright, Imani. I can't think of the guy's name, but the kid from TCU. I think he'll be a great fit for this offense. He played in the air raid system, so it'll be a little bit translatable for what Cliffs want to do. I think it's some back. I think they're going to go in the draft. Will Shipley, too. Nobody talk about Will Shipley. You know what I'm saying? Diet Christian McCaffrey. Not as fast.
Well, shout out to his brother, though. Shout out to his brother, though, because his brother just made some money. Shout out to McCaffrey's
oh, excuse
brother.
me. I was like, you about to give me a heart attack. I'm about to do the Fred Sanford out here, boy. You say diet CMC.
Diet CMC.
Hey, Diet CMC, but shout out to the real brother of CMC. He made him some money this past weekend too with his combine.
Luke wasn't playing.
Yeah, Luke.
Commanders need.
It's funny you say that though. What did the kid from Missouri run? What did the running back from Missouri run?
Cody Schrader.
Yeah,
I don't think was he even there? Because if he did, I missed him. That showed you I wasn't paying attention to him.
He was. I think he ran 4.5. I think it was 4.5.
What was his? Hold on. What was?
Because he was
What's
putting
his
in,
first name?
work
Ryan.
during the season. I'm sorry.
What was it? His name was. His first name was Ryan, right?
No, it's Cody Schrager.
Cody.
Cody
Okay.
Schrader,
He looked like a Ryan.
He looked like a Ryan. What you mean? He looked like?
Yeah, I think
I did. I renamed that man.
Hey, he was putting in work during the season. Every time I saw Missouri, he was putting in work.
Yeah, he was a walk-on too. He walked on that.
6'1". So he don't. And the thing about it is funny because on film he doesn't look that slow. Like as far as that, but he ran a 4.61.
Yeah, I figured it was somewhere around.
Now, what Will Shipley do while we in there?
While Will Shipley, give me 1 second. Will Shipley. And to Mike's point about Jalen White, right? He shocked me a little bit. I will say that he shocked me a little bit. Let's see here. Did he even run? I'm sorry, I just seen his birthday. That bad boy said 2002. Yeah, that just shook me. I don't even think he really ran. I don't think he ran.
Uh-oh. Okay. All right.
Yeah, because I don't have any.
I was looking up Derrick Henry's contract real quick. He did 4 years. His last was 4 years for $50 million. So it came in like 12 and a half a year.
Yeah.
So man, they needed Saquon to take that money, man. I would have had at least the top of the food chain have been eating right there. Now everybody finna fall back down, man. Hey, listen, I pray for them boys. Them got 9, 10, 11, 12. Play that. Hey, y'all play that in the, I don't even know what digit that is. The 9, 10, 11, 12.
They said that he has a 4.46 40, but I don't know if he ran it at the combine.
Oh. Will Shipley.
But yeah, they said a 4.46. I mean, hey, like I said, nobody didn't think Lad McConkey was gonna run a 4.39. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's
and then
it might have something to do with that name. That name is very, 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 very polarizing.
Oh, McConkey.
McConkey.
The name itself slows him down by at least a half of
we not even finna do that.
I'm just saying. But go ahead though.
We not even finna do that. Yeah, McCaffrey's brother is actually faster than him, which is funny.
I like Luke. I don't know if he can play on the outside or in the slot, but I think he's gonna be a dangerous player.
I'm trying to see, is this the same brother that
it's not Dylan.
No, it's not Dylan. You gotta think
he was a quarterback.
It's the baby brother. Luke is the baby brother.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask. I was like, I know he had a brother that.
I think Dylan was the QB, right? Dylan was the QB. Yeah.
Okay, so this
Mike Ladd surprised a lot of people. Don't worry about it. He surprised a lot of people. I'm just gonna say that. Yeah.
No, I seen his haircut. I knew what he was.
Oh, Ladd McConkey.
What was his haircut?
He hang with the brothers.
He had a fade. He had a Kelsey.
well, no, but here go the problem. Y'all know that Carson actually went to barber school. They
gonna put him on. They gonna put him in the numbers in the list now. Give him about 2 years. They're gonna have Kelsey. I'll get you a Kelsey up there. You can get it with the
35. Number 35.
Clippers, or if need be, we got the Floby in here for you.
But y'all do know Carson Beck actually went to barber school, so he knows how to cut hair. That's who was cutting Stetson hair was Carson.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, you know that's why Beck even got his little haircut. He got a little fade going on. So yeah,
they all get them a Kelsey now, huh?
But
with the Clippers or the Floby.
I'm not. First of all, I'm not gonna play with you. I'm not gonna play with you at all.
Y'all know what the Floby is. Go look it up. Sometimes they needed the Floby to get the loose hair. They loose hairs.
So was there one prospect from the scouting combine last week that you came away impressed with? You're like, hey, I might need to do a little more film on him, or what?
Brandon Fisk from LSU. Like he popped out from the 40 in his 10-yard split all the way into his drills. He popped out. Like I even said, I said, let me go look at this man film really quick. Hold on, give me about 2 seconds. Let me go film because I'm like and then too when they kind of dug deep into him with that, he wasn't a very highly touted like prospect, and he played all 4 years. So again, he shocked me. And what was his what's old dude Ricky what is it, Pascal from Florida, the wide receiver?
Yeah, Ricky.
Yeah, he shot me a little bit too. I'm like, again, I always measured them up to Georgia. So, when you play Georgia, it don't seem like you don't be standing out. But then when I went over there to go look, I'm like, oh, this is an unbelievable bad man. Okay, I see.
Y'all over there bullying them. Y'all over there bullying, talking about he ain't standing out.
We bully the crap out of Florida. Florida won them.
Florida looking very trashes right now. They looking very Southeast Louisiana-ish. You talking about he ain't standing out?
Yeah, exactly. Like he wasn't.
They looking like Southeast, Southwest Texas State.
and Mike, I do agree. He did look like a fast moving kingpin. He really did. I ain't even gonna lie to you. He stood out to me. Like everybody else did what they supposed to did. The shocker, to me, was Arnold. And a couple of more Alabama players I was expecting more from. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was expecting a little bit more from some of them Alabama players.
Okay. Definitely Fisk definitely stood out to me. Wiggins had me after he ran. I had to go look at some more film of him. And I have to do some more film work on him a little bit. But the young kid from the defensive tackle from Illinois, last name Newton. I don't know what the first name was, but he's a guy that really, really stood out there. And I didn't really notice him during the Big Ten season that much, but I didn't see a lot of Illinois games. I saw him against Michigan. They didn't, fare so well.
There's a lot of Illinois players out there too at the combine, for real. I'm kind of shocked about that.
He played a couple different times, so I'm gonna definitely keep my eye on him. It looks like he's starting to climb up folks' rankings, so definitely take a look at him. I'll keep your eye on him, I should say.
Okay, so 2 players that I saw that I definitely had to go back and dive in. One is Theo Johnson, tight end from Penn State. Did not know he was a converted wide receiver when he went to Penn State. So naturally he got some good hands, and he looks like a guy that you just throw seam balls to in the NFL. So speed looked like he can, go 0 to 50 a little bit. Another guy is Christian Jones, the tackle out of Texas. I've been hearing a lot of talks about him lately, and Bill made a comment on him on my show on Command Time. This is a guy that's a little bit of a dancing bear. Now he will let people get in his chest a little bit, but those are things that are coachable. The physical traits are there. So this is somebody that I definitely have to go back and look at through all the Texas games this year.
Okay. Texas did have quite a few people that you had to go back and go look with that. I know a couple of your Michigan boys came out there and they did their thing. A lot of people were kind of shook about some of the Michigan guys. I think was it your other? I want to say it was a defensive lineman. Was it Roberts? I think
I don't know. Chris Jenkins had a pretty good.
There you go, Chris Jenkins.
Showing.
There you go.
Yeah, he had a pretty good showing.
Yeah, he had a good showing with there. With that, I know that.
Good showing as well.
Yeah. I had some players out there too. Alabama players kind of disappointed me a little bit. I was expecting a little bit more from them. When it came down to it, because of their program, we all know the type of hype Alabama program. Chip.
Acting like y'all don't see Mike. Y'all don't see Mike question over there. Y'all see Mike question. Y'all see that question. Y'all see that question right there? He asking y'all. He already know where I'm at with it.
What? I'm not believing anything until I see this pro day. I got to see him throwing somewhere.
DT.
That question for you.
DT.
Why I'm catching straight? God, hey, you a follow? I'm about to unfollow you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Where you at?
But no, who else was? And I'm going by schools. Chip from Penn State. He you can tell he's still raw. You can tell he still needs some development in there, but some of the Penn State players did good. I will give them that. What's the school with the jackrabbit? Is that South Dakota?
South Dakota State
came out there and actually did. Yeah, their dudes actually came out there and did things. They did some. I didn't expect to see that many jackrabbits out there. So yeah, it was a couple of good players, good teams, good schools out there that did a good showing as a whole. So like I said, I'm interested to see these pro days because pro days are already locked in. They're gonna start doing those next week, I think, or even some even starting this weekend. So we finna get some good stuff because by the time that happens, April 1st, it's time to get these boys together, honey.
So I got one final question, and we're gonna go ahead and call it enough. So obviously, talk of the quarterback conversation for free agency has been Kirk Cousins and Justin Fields. Which one do y'all think is a bigger domino effect in terms of how things are going to go and how things are going to flow? Do you think it's Kirk Cousins signing with another team, or do you think it's the Bears trying to get rid of Justin Fields by Monday, or is it possibly have a shot to get rid of him by Monday?
I think that they're going to definitely have a shot to get rid of him at any point in time, or the number one pick. I've always thought, and it's getting late. It's getting to a point that maybe they have to do something. But if they've made it their decision, and Justin is their guy, then they're going to play. They're going to play poker. You know what I'm saying? And they're going to put themselves in the best position to maximize what they can get. And some people are going to say, well, they could have maximized this 2 or 3 weeks ago. But hey, with us really not knowing exactly what their end game is, we can't. It's hard for us to kind of gauge and say how did they handle it. It's going to really be based on results. Were they right about Justin? Did they win more games? Did they make the playoffs? Were they successful with the picks that they get if they get a haul for trading that number one pick? So we just got to sit back and wait, man. This is what it's about, baby. This is the off-season NFL cinema we all signed up for, baby. You know what I'm saying? But I think Kurt, either one. Kurt is probably the biggest one. I've heard that in terms of his injury, he expects to be back at OTAs. Now, I don't know if that's possible, but that's his expectation. So, Kurt.
You know what? I'm gonna say Kirk has an expectation of Clay. If y'all watch Love Is Blind, he's gonna sit over here and leave whatever team at the altar. Like I'm just saying, he gonna leave whatever team at the altar because he ain't gonna be ready by OTA.
Until I seen what you did, young brother, I still stand with you. Me and Dr. Umar, we still stand with you right now, young brother. Until I see what you did. Until I see what you did. Because you got I'm fire. On fire. Die line.
To Mike, Kurt Cobain is not coming to Atlanta. I don't care about his wife moving out here. I don't care about none of that. Okay, I don't care about none of that.
Russ can't come to Atlanta. Kurt can't come to Atlanta.
Well, first of all, Rush can come to Atlanta. Free bands ain't finna do nothing. All I know is the Future finna have him some good hits. That's all I know.
I know the block is
but
hot.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. That gives
what Russ doing.
First of all, Henry, I'm gonna say this. That gives him more reason to go spend time with your son, so you won't be sitting over here catching strays. Anyway, so
that's the women gathering your Future, not me. I don't know what you be doing with the kids. You may not take pictures and just post them. I don't know. Maybe that's your prerogative. You don't want nobody to know where you be at. That's all I didn't say nothing about absenteeism. It wasn't meism.
Absenteeism, but no. Again, it is. I feel like I said, once if that trade goes down with Justin Fields, I think that's really gonna solidify where everybody goes into the draft. That means that we know that because I did see a little post earlier where it says that Chicago may be looking to trade out of the first round. So I don't know. Right now, we're getting a lot of smoke screens, but if that trade does go through with Justin Fields, we already know they're going Caleb Williams, and then it's literally going to be the Commanders on the clock at that point. Like, what are y'all doing? Are y'all trading back? Are y'all getting your person? What's going on? So I think that will be what the synopsis will be. I don't think Kirk, to be honest with you, when the GM came and said he's willing to play Kirk $35 million, and I think he's putting out a number on there, I call that fishing. He threw a number out there and all these other teams to see. And to me,
million?
that was
What did he say? Who said 35
he said it as a compound. He said he willing to pay Kirk $35 million to keep him with the Minnesota Vikings.
That's the tag, ain't it?
Again, I don't know. I mean,
he won 90. He won 90 guaranteed, didn't he?
If he said that, Kirk gonna stay in Minnesota. That's all I gotta say. Because ain't nobody finna pay you $90 million with coming off an Achilles.
Oh, your GM say he gonna pay $35 million.
No, my GM didn't say it. Kirk's GM. Minnesota Vikings. My GM ain't crazy. I'll slap Terry bald head if he do that.
Don't do that. See, now, let's talk about this real quick. Real quick. This Raheem first year. Well, what year is this for Terry?
What Terry? This is what Terry's third year, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But you gotta think. But hold on.
Kirk can play. Kirk can play because guess what? Terry got to win. Terry got to win about this year. Terry got to win about this year, next year.
But hear me. Hold on. Terry has not made any bad moves. That's the problem. Yeah. That would be a bad move. That would be a bad move because to be honest,
what you mean? He
didn't bring in Marcus Mariota. He didn't. I'll put it to you like this: all that stuff that happened underneath Terry Watch. First of all, Arthur Blank.
Whoa! What's the first? What you just say? Under who? What? Under what?
We got a damn Snyder.
Under who?
We got a damn Snyder.
Under his watch.
What you say? Indivisible. Under God.
But look, Arthur Blank did that. When he sit over there and answered that phone call for Deshaun Watson, that messed up that plan where they had to go get Marcus Mariota. Terry was over here making it work with that money, baby, because you got to realize that team we had before Matt Ryan's last year, that team wasn't supposed to win those 7 games now. Let's be real. That squad we had was not supposed to win those 7 games. And then the following year, even with Marcus Mariota.
Terry don't need no backward steps.
Signing Kirk will be a backward step.
We need 8, 9, 10 wins. What's the best way to get 8, 9, 10 wins?
Be a backward step. That would be a backward step.
We ain't gonna do that. How is he back? How is he? Then Dennis Ritter.
That man got an Achilles injury. He ain't Aaron Rodgers.
What's our quarterback? If he's healthy? I'm saying if he's healthy. Kirk the jerk. Yeah.
I'd rather say, I'll poke my eyes and watch Desmond Ritter play before I want to see Kirk play.
Oh my God, that is nasty.
That's why they can't come down there. Desmond. Kirk can't come down Atlanta.
I see Desmond.
I'm gonna keep manifesting. I'm getting one of them.
If I want,
I'm getting one of them. And Washington, if you keep talking greasy about JJ, then he gonna fall into your lap too. Y'all better stop doing all this negative manifestation 45 days out from this draft. Y'all keep talking bad about Russ and Kirk, you gonna get them. And the DT, if that whole squad, the commander squad, keep talking bad about JJ, guess who's gonna fall into their lap?
Man, why you keep grouping me with the commander? I don't be in the spaces, man.
You had your left hand up all last season. What the hell are you talking about? He was left hand up, left man hustling the whole season, talking about you ain't in the spaces. That was you, DT. Sensei. That was you.
Oh Lord,
I don't know what is nasty. The strays that I have caught this whole entire season.
What strays?
I caught a lot of strays between Ohio State and the Commanders.
Listen, man.
You chose them teams. Quarterback and again.
But let me sprinkle some hope for you though. I was a Lions fan all my life. And I had to wait till I was 47 to have some type of get back. So listen, brother, just keep praying and keep living. Keep praying and keep living. Hallelujah. You know what I'm saying? You a good God fearing man. Now listen, it may come to you quicker than it came to me. I'm hoping so. Yes, Lord.
Look, I'm so dead. I'm so dead at that point. Like
all right, so with that being said, we're gonna end the show right here. Next week, is about to be live and popping. We're gonna have instant reaction to legal tampering period, and we're gonna see the first wave of free agency, and we might have some breaking news while we're up here, while we're doing the podcast for a couple of signings. So come back next week to Enters the Lab podcast for the free agency show, because we're going to be lit this new year for the NFL and the 2024 NFL draft, which will be in Detroit, April 25th.
I'm dead. And before we go, y'all, I just want to let y'all know at 9 p.m. tonight, make sure y'all tune in, because we're about to sit over here and embark on something else. We about to open up this boxing podcast, so come check your girl out, because we're gonna be talking about these upcoming fights, especially Joshua tomorrow. You know what I mean? We got Haney and Garcia, if we got Haney and Garcia next month. So just make sure y'all check out in Roadwork Boxing. That's at 9 p.m. tonight. We're gonna get it, baby.
Yeah, tune in to another edition of one of our new podcasts, Red Zone Roadblock, with Lady E, Breeze, Slim, and a couple other people up there. Look, this is Enter the Lab podcast. We'll see you guys next week. Y'all have a safe night.
Woo, woo.